And Dante Moore, we talked with Marty before the game. Anthony and I talked about him for very good reason. Highest rated player in this game. Only quarterback ranked ahead of him in this class is Arch Manning. 5-star quarterback, Mr. Football in Michigan out of Detroit. 2-time state champion. And for months, Anthony, we thought he was going to Oregon. Not quite the last minute, but close to the last minute. After a coaching change, he decided that UCLA would be the best fit. Signed with Chip Kelly and the Bruins on December 21st.
It's a marvelous talent for the position, Paul. Both the tangibles that he brings to the table, we will see those in a moment, but also the intangible. Really impressive to talk to him throughout this week.
Talked about Alabama having 7 5-stars. That's the running back to the left and carrying the ball, Nathaniel Joseph. Out of Miami, and he's not going far.
Just Kelly, obviously, such a legacy that he left at Oregon, able to nab one of the Ducks prize recruits to bring him to UCLA.
Dante Moore, first pass, flips it out wide. That's Carnell Tate from Ohio State. Made his way from Chicago to
ETR got better at the position under Chip Kelly's tutelage.
See the pocket fundamentals, and that is a bullet, a strike to the 35-yard line. 20 yards downfield to Brandon Inniss, another future Ohio State Buckeye.
Every year, there's multiple Buckeyes in this game at the receiver position. It's a credit to the way they operate as a program, but a clean pocket right here and very decisive throw. That's one of the things that really impresses me with Dante Moore is that he gets through his read progression extremely quickly, and he's got a quick, sharp release. Of course,
high there.
One-on-one with a quarterback. Dante Moore, very athletic.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 19, defense.
Dante Pierre ends up coming off the edge.
Penalty, automatic,
one-on-one with Moore,
first down.
You have to make sure. I mean, even at the high school level, that's certainly a flag. But at the collegiate level, that's one of those that can end up drawing even an additional.
Moore from the shotgun, quickly gets rid of it, had the ball tipped. Back for the nation, who's on his way to Texas. Moore now on third down from the 20, fires over the middle, touchdown East. And he was knocked down in the process. Hits Jaylen Brown, the future LSU Tiger. And a couple of shining moments there for the top-rated player in this game on the first drive. Dante Moore, a little grimace and a smile after the TD toss.
UCLA fans, they're going to hope he's not under this type of duress during his collegiate career, but you do see the moxie of a young football player with multiple oncoming rushers delivering a strike into the end zone.
Dante Moore back in at quarterback. Tailback now is Mark Fletcher, who will play at Miami. Moore has 1 touchdown toss. Will he add 2? And the answer is yes. This time it is Brandon Inniss, the future Buckeye.
Dante Moore reading this matchup immediately at the snap of the football, knowing that he's got a very talented wideout one-on-one and all that space available to him towards the corner. So that's the precision you're hoping for, not only in an all-star week, but at any point where you're throwing a player open.
East side already up. This could be a double pass, but it's off the hands of Justice Haynes, and he has to track it down. This will be a big loss for the East side. That was,
or, you know, sort of tricky plays.
Dante Moore already with a pair of touchdown passes. A little bit too much down the middle there, intended for Carnell Tate, who will his life is going thanks to football for the next 4 years. Set up a screen pass over the middle. Big chunk to get here for Trayvon Webb. And he gets a little bit back. We've been doing it the second rank class right now. Dante Moore over the middle. And check out the quickness now of Brandon Inniss. He'll play at Ohio State. And he's just inside the 30. Well-designed screenplay there for the future Buckeye. Finally tackled by Josiah Wagoner. Dante Moore back in at quarterback. Drops back for the second time in a row. Over the middle. Little bit perfect. I thought it was going to be overthrown. Carnell Tate, good finishing job there. And that's the 3rd touchdown toss for Dante Moore. And again, it is a Bruin to a Buckeye. 6 points East.
Don't really display the arm talent. And these are phrases that really get mixed up sometimes, because arm talent doesn't necessarily mean you just have a big arm. When you're a talented passer, you can throw receivers open like we've seen Dante Moore do multiple times during this game. He is so refined as a passer, being able to spot throw receivers he's only met a few days ago.
Ooh, Younglele there, and also Giles coming in. Dante Moore back in the game, and now East will be working inside of West territory. Counting for 3 touchdown passes. Junior and senior seasons, he did that 72 times. And that's good by itself, Anthony. Only threw 6 interceptions in that time as well. Right back to the air, stepping up in the pocket. Can run to the left if he'd like, but he sets up, turns those shoulders, fires downfield into double coverage, knocked away. And now 21 seconds left until halftime.
That's where he reminds me of Trevor Lawrence, because we haven't seen Dante Moore take off and run very frequently today, even though he's been under duress, because he trusts himself to make quick reads, to put the football accurately and decisively where it needs to be. But that did show you there. He's a very twitchy athlete to be able to evade rushers, but still your quarterback. But you do have a bright future at a different position. He had to absorb that and make it work.
Moore, Haynes, touchdown east, and that is 4 touchdown passes for Dante Moore, and the first for a 5-star running back out of Georgia, Justice Haynes, today.
We haven't always seen Dante Moore have this type of time available in the pocket, but you do see he's willing to look, survey, hang in there, and then quickly flip it towards the outside, get it into the hands of his playmaker, Justice Haynes. It's funny to think about this Alabama offense, how that's evolved in the years we've been calling this game.
Backyard. Jeff Brom is ready to do a lot of damage at his alma mater.
Dante Moore, left sideline, incompletes.
Recruitment just to the southeast. They weren't recruiting just the Midwest. They were doing globally. They were doing it all around the United States, but they made a big emphasis in the state of California. They were,
because that's a program that's been able to win national championships, but hasn't been that refined in their passing game. But now Brian Kelly can bring all the success he's had from multiple stops, and he's brought that to LSU with him. And so up to this point, he's used
catch there in Kamari and Pimpton. They also have Jaylen Brown in this game. Completion down to the 25-yard line.
And they have just of acquisitions and partnerships for NBC Sports, because it's time for the MVP trophy. John, I'm shocked. It's Dante Moore with 4 touchdowns today.
Great performance. Well, I'll tell you, you made everybody proud. A lot of luck to you at UCLA, and thanks very much. Congratulations.
There you go. Dante Moore with the MVP. You told me you wanted a Trevor Lawrence-like performance today. Boy, did you deliver, but did you expect 4 touchdowns?
I truly didn't really expect that, to be honest. I mean, you know, shout out to my O-line, first of all, for keeping me clean in the pocket, and the receivers I have on the outside of me in a great backfield. But the receivers I have, you know, going to top schools, and I really appreciate them, and all we've been practicing hard, and we just had a great time, and I put out a great performance.
Hold up your left wrist. You have number 3, or your right wrist, number 3 DH. How much were you playing for him today?
Right, so, you know, it's a huge tragedy that happened all across the world, and especially in the football community. And really, as me being an athlete, I know how serious it can be, you know, playing on a football field. And, you know, you can possibly lose your life in one play, but, you know, I just want to really pray for him and really pray for, you know, him to get back recovering fast. And that's why I've been wearing it on my wrist, especially on my right hand, because that's really the main hand I really use on a football field.
All the players here thinking about him. And how about the performance, though, from Dante Moore? 4 touchdowns, so impressive, headed to UCLA, Paul.
Hey, Marty, thank you very much. John and Dante.